Hello Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising, and welcome to my channel Attila Tarot. In this video we're gonna look at what kind of energies you can expect in the month of December in the areas of love and relationships. As usual, this is a general reading, so please take whatever resonates and leave the rest behind. And if you celebrate your birthday in December, I want to wish you a very happy birthday. And also I want to thank all of you who's been with me this year. I'm really grateful for you. But let's see what the Oracle card is telling us. The card that came out for you today is Full Moon in Pisces, balance, spirituality and practicality. So this card can come up when you've been kind of in the clouds and you might have lost touch with reality. You've been doing a lot of dreaming, fantasizing, and it's time for you to pay attention to actually start moving towards your goals and dreams and take some practical steps as opposed to just keep dreaming. Like, if you have any kind of questions, meditate on the question and the answer is gonna come, because the Piscean energy is very intuitive as well. So focusing on your intuitions are key this period of time, and the answers will come if you meditate. But also this card can come up when you're in a super romantic state and you're kind of losing touch with reality in a bit. Maybe love is coming towards you. So follow your intuition again. And also it can indicate that, if there's any kind of person you have in your mind, well, that person might be very easily your soulmate. And also try to stay away from any kind of substance abuse when this card shows up as well. So it's time for you to connect with soulmates, because it's a very strong energy of that. And it's time to send your dreams as well to the universe and release all of the fears that you have. All right, very powerful message. Let's see the first card of your reading. Well, in the center of your reading you do have the Tower, which you shouldn't get scared from it, because what matters is what's going to be around it. What's really important here, that you're realizing something, some kind of an information is coming to you. As you can see, that lightning hitting that crown, which is an indication that you're getting some downloads from the universe. So that's why focusing on your intuition and meditating is very important, because this time you're gonna get those downloads, whatever you need. But also this is a card of realization, right? There's some kind of a big sudden change that's happening in your life. It might turn your world upside down, but it brings you clarity. It brings you new structures, because this is all about getting rid of the old structures, the old belief systems, the old things that are no longer working in your life, and rebuilding something. This can be connected to a breakup for some of you. For others, it might be that you are changing your relationship. If you're single, you might have an experience that actually tells you what is the challenge for you. Why are you single? Right? These are just examples. What's really important here, that some kind of a shake-up is coming into your life, and we will see how that shake-up is going to pan out. So don't worry about it. Because the Tower is all about freeing you. Like, if there's some kind of a decision that you've been hesitating making, then the Tower comes in, because the universe is stepping in. The universe is stepping in to make that move for you that you haven't been able to making, or you've been kind of just kept postponing. But nonetheless, this is happening for you, to free you, to elevate you in your life. Okay, let's see the first card of your reading. It is the Seven of Wands, which is a card of protection. That was the first thing that came into my mind, which means that whatever this upheaval, chaos, or these big changes in your life, you are protected. So don't worry, because you have here the Seven of Wands, one of the protection cards. But also the Seven of Wands is you're protecting yourself as well. right? Because the theme of this card is that outside people, forces, energies are attacking you. And you need to stand up for yourself. You need to protect yourself. Maybe some of you need to kind of protect or stand up for the decisions that you've made and why you made those. Because you might be questioned by friends, family, or anybody really. But also this energy comes in when somebody is trying to take whatever is yours, and might be obviously connected to seduction of you or your partner if you're in a relationship. But nonetheless, you are the one who's in a good position because you are able to foresee these. You're the one who's in winning position no matter how many people are attacking you, because you are prepared and you're going to be victorious over this situation that is represented here. The next card in your reading is the Judgment. The Judgment is pretty much coming to you after the collapse, after the restructuring, what the Tower is representing in your life. Because this is all about awakening, renewal, and also this is like rising from the ashes like a phoenix. So practically, it is all about reflection, taking accountability, and see love with a fresh pair of eyes. It can be love generally, it can be a certain relationship or a certain person, because it is a card of also connected to karmic review. When you kind of looking at from your past and you learn from the past loves and whatever you've done, and you are taking conclusion, and you're kind of wondering as well, what is the next thing? Now, this is also a card of cause and causation. So, for example, it has a lot of things to do with karma as well. When something from the past, whatever you've done, or a relationship or a person is coming back in some shape or form. Now, because we talked here about soulmate connection, some of you might be dealing here with a karmic soulmate connection as well, where you have to learn something, maybe in this life, previous lives as well. Obviously, you're the one who should know this better. But there's karma definitely included here. Now, with the Judgment, it can also be connected to a legal process. So if some of you are going through a divorce, you can expect there's going to be a decision that made where everybody is practically getting whatever they deserve. Now, obviously, you're going to be protecting yourself, and you're going to be able to protect yourself really well if you're going through a divorce with that 7 of Wands energy. But again, what the Judgment is bringing is a decision where everybody is getting whatever they deserve, not more, not less. The next card in your reading is the Queen of Pentacles. So Queen of Pentacles can be a person in your life, your energy, or just the general energy of the card. This is practically connected to earth signs, very strong connection to Capricorn. This is somebody who is very reliable, loyal, and very caring person. Can be a mother figure, or that kind of caring energy, what comes with a mother figure. But it's really important here that, it can also be a type of relationship that's in question here for you. A stable, loyal, long-term relationship that might be in question. The next card in your reading is the Three of Wands, which is all about having the early successes in your life. You made your plan, and you're able to see that the plan is working. Now, when you kind of look at it from a relationship perspective, it really depends the meaning of the card. What is your current relationship status? Because if you're single, what this card is meaning that, well, you're enjoying your freedom, you're enjoying the adventures that you have along the way, and you're not really looking to settle down, you're just having fun. Now, if you are in a relationship, what's really important here that you see that, okay, this relationship, this person that you're connecting with, it has a strong potential. You're able to see how things are going to work out, and you're thinking about the next move, right? For some of you, it's like, oh yeah, you had a great date. Let's have another one. For others, you've been going on many dates. Maybe you should move in or get engaged, get married, have children, right? It really depends what state the relationship status of yours is. What's really important here that you're looking into the future, and you can see the future is bright. There's nothing ahead of you, no clouds, and you're kind of planning ahead. It's very important that you have no clouds, because after that tower, after that upheaval, you can see the clouds are gone that are represented here on both cards. The next card in your reading is the Eight of Wands. So Eight of Wands is a card of success, positive progress ahead, good news, being in alignment, and practically can be connected to news, updates, messages, but also can be connected to travel. Obviously, it's December, so a lot of people are traveling. But all in all, what's really important here with the Eight of Wands, that things are in alignment for you. Like the universe is really stepping in here with that tower moment. And putting you on the right path with that Eight of Wands as well. But also when you kind of look at it from a love perspective, the Eight of Wands is often called the arrows of Cupid, which means that somebody might be stepping into your life, and this person's gonna sweep you off of your feet totally. And that might cause you the realization, the recognition that we have here from the Tower and the Judgment. But also, I'm kind of reminded to the full moon in Pisces as well, that some of you might be getting to this cloudy moment where you're just so in love suddenly that everything you're kind of just seeing through a pink lens, right? Like when things are kind of better than what they are. So don't forget about being realistic as well. But love is definitely here for you, and I think it will come suddenly and surprisingly, because the Tower is practically a surprise, a shock, something that you are not prepared, and it's happening in your life, right? It doesn't, like we always talk about all the things that it can mean, but all in all, what it is, it's something that happens out of the blue. Let me put it this way, and this love can happen like that because this is a very, very fast moving energy as well, what that Eight of Wands brings in. So there might be here somebody that you might meet, and things might evolve really fast. Now it can be somebody from the past as well that might come in, and I like to kind of see that evolution here, because you have here the Seven of Wands, which is the fighting, right? The protecting, fighting yourself, protecting yourself. And then you have the Eight of Wands, which is the next card, the step up, the message, the progress, the being in alignment as well. Maybe some of you are fighting to message somebody as well. Maybe an ex or somebody that you haven't been in touch for a long time. All right, let's see what's going to be the final outcome of this reading. But before that, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That's an indication that the reading helped you, and hype as well. That's an indication that the reading helped you. And you can also help me to grow this channel to make sure that the message gets out to those who need it the most. For you, it is only costing a push of a button. So I hope that you'll push those like, subscribe, and hype ones. And don't forget about the comment section. Let me know how this reading is resonating with you. What is this Tower moment in your life? Where are you watching from? And put in some positive affirmations. For example, I accept the change that's happening for my greatest good. My life is progressing forward greatly. Or I attract love into my life. Or I attract joy and happiness seeing this sun, because the sun is the most positive card in the deck. which means when it comes out in a reading, it makes all the cards better. So whatever I've been telling you, you need to look at more the positive meanings of the card, because the sun is here to shine light for you on something. When you're going to be able to see things clearly, how to move forward, it's a breakthrough card of joy, clarity, freedom, happiness as well. And also, it brings you great things in your life. So when you kind of look at it, whatever that tower, that realization is, it's actually going to bring you joy and happiness and freedom. You're going to be free yourself from the old things that were binding you as well. So you're going to be able to face shadows as well, and an authentic love and a new self, or a new sense of self in a relationship is coming to you with that sun energy. So embrace it, claim it, because it is beautiful. And don't be afraid of it, right? When you have the sun, you shouldn't be worried, because everything is going to turn out well for you. Now we also have here the Four of Wands, which is a card of new beginnings, new chapters in our life. When this is when the doors are opening, especially if a door was closed. Like, maybe I'm kind of getting, maybe if you are not having in touch with someone, suddenly those doors are opening for you. And again, this is a card of big milestone, celebration, and also this is sorry, I'm just kind of processing whatever comes into mind, because the Four of Wands is also connected to a tower. And what's really interesting here, that you have kind of two cards that are symbolizing the tower. One of them, which is the actual tower, and the Four of Wands, which, if you kind of look at the original one, it's a kind of made it into a house. But in the original one, they have a tower behind them. And both of them symbolize freedom. Here, you are kind of erupted from the tower, from the limitations you had. And here, they're actually walking out. They're choosing to leave the tower. Right? So some of you might actually just have a realization and said, you know what? Whatever I'm in right now is just not working for me. But this is also a card of new beginnings, right? It can be a card that's connected to a new relationship, engagement, marriage, celebration, birth of a child, right? Even this card can indicate birth of a child. So some of you might be blessed from that point of view. But there's a major shake-up realization happening here, but in a good way. Okay, the next card in your reading is the Devil. Right? Interesting that you have two Capricorn cards here. Both the Devil and the Queen of Pentacles can indicate the Devil. So some of you might be definitely dealing with a Capricorn or just the Devil energy. And let's talk about the Devil energy here. Because the Devil is all about for you to pay attention to certain things that you might be overdoing in your life. When something is out of balance. And what is out of balance, obviously, you have to know in your personal life, because the Devil shows attachment, temptation, and sometimes unhealthy dynamics. So there might be here that, if you're single, some of you are just going through one-night stands, and you're getting the physical pleasure, but not the emotional one. For others, it might be that you're in a toxic relationship. Like, it can be connected to obsession as well. Some of you might be thinking about something obsessively, or something or a person as well. Now, obviously, there might be here some certain things that are holding you back, because you kind of feel that you are bound to a personal relationship because there are some dependencies, emotional dependency, financial dependency. It can be connected to substance abuse as well, which which interestingly came up in the full moon in Pisces as well. So very important for you to think about what is that you're overdoing, what is that you are obsessed about. But you also, what is great here, is actually that Tower card. Because when you look at it, the devil is 15, and after the devil comes the 16, which is the liberation from the dependency, from the attachment, from the unhealthy dynamics that is represented by the devil. And you also have the sun, which is the most positive. So whatever this is, it's shocking, but it's actually going to be really, really great for you. So all I can say is embrace it, because it's going to be very freeing. And yes, at the bottom of the deck, you do have here the Five of Swords. So Five of Swords, it is a card that's connected to feeling left out in the cold, when you're kind of feeling alone. Some of you might have been single for a while and you've been kind of challenged to meet someone. Some of you are in a relationship where you're actually feeling alone. Some of you don't have enough self-confidence when the Five of Pentacles comes in. Some of you might be just focusing on what ifs, or you are focusing on whatever you don't have in your life. It might be even that you're obsessed with it. And what the challenge is that, if you kind of keep focusing on whatever you don't have, you're actually pushing it further and further away. So very important for you to turn that around. And the only way you can do it is the medicine, as I like to call it, for the Five of Pentacles is gratitude. So practice gratitude every day for the very little things. Wake up and be grateful for that you're alive. And throughout the day, try to think about positive things that you're grateful for in every kind of situation. And that's going to bring you more happiness, more of those joy that's represented here by that sun energy. So that's all I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, and I'll be able to welcome you again. And I want to wish all of you a very happy holiday season and a very happy new year as well.